your response to people who are skeptic or dismiss the bioenergetic testing as a pseudoscience?
I'm not looking to convince anyone. So we are electromagnetic beings. We live in an electromagnetic world. We send information through the air all day, every day. We're doing this podcast this way. We're going to text and send videos and all the things. We can communicate with people this way. It's the same as if you pray for someone. It's the same as if you're thinking about someone you love very much. You can feel that connection. They can feel it too. It's distant healing, but what I do is more focused on the anatomy.
Welcome back to the Primal Reset podcast. Today, we're joined by Beth Mielbrecht, the founder of Your Health with Beth and a certified bioenergetic testing practitioner. With a background in engineering and over 30 years of experience in health and wellness, Beth helps busy professionals reclaim their energy and vitality through non-invasive, root cause focused healing. Beth, it is a pleasure to have you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Elliot. It's so great to be here.
So, Beth, walk me through what's your journey? What's your story? How did you start helping these busy professionals and what got you into bioenergetic testing?
Yes, it's a good question because I'm an engineer, but that means I'm a problem solver. So, as a mechanical engineer, I like to build things, like to create things. I see a problem and I design a solution, lead a team, build a company, scale it, and fix things. And what I found is people get sick and just accept it. They accept the aches and pains, the back pain, the hip pain, the migraines. They might go to a specialist, and turns out that none of those things work for everyone. Or if they work, they only work for a little bit, and then it comes back. Sometimes even comes back worse. And I was seeing a real decrease in my teams. I was seeing it in my friends and family. Just people accepting these illnesses or these problems with their health, their gut health or joints. And I've been a student of health for a very long time. And when I found bioenergetic testing, it was fantastic because here was something that was able to look at my whole body, physical, emotional, and figure out what was out of balance and then give me the remedy to put it back into balance. I was hooked, and then I started to offer this to my friends and family and then expanded it into offering it to clients. So that's my journey of seeing a problem and wanting to do something about it because we need more problem solvers in our communities. We need people who are healthy, who can think clearly, who aren't burdened by pain, so that we can think of more ingenious solutions to everything that's going on in this crazy world. To do that, you need to be healthy.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. And there's so many times when we kind of use a band-aid approach and, put something on or we utilize something, some service or some product on fixing whatever it is that we think needs fixing, and it's just a temporary solution. And we have never really gone down to what is that root cause that's causing whatever health condition or health problem there might be in someone. I mean, what's your response to people who are skeptic or dismiss the bioenergetic testing as a pseudoscience?
I'm not looking to convince anyone. So we are electromagnetic beings. We live in an electromagnetic world. We send information through the air all day, every day. We're doing this podcast this way. We're going to text and send videos and all the things. We can communicate with people this way. It's the same as if you pray for someone. It's the same as if you're thinking about someone you love very much. you can feel that connection. They can feel it too. It's distant healing, but what I do is more focused on the anatomy. So I look at the anatomy and the emotions. And so what I do is a form of digital muscle testing. And some people might say, that's not for me. Well, then consider anything else. There's so many different ways to approach healing. But my specialty is under the umbrella of energy healing, energy medicine. That includes acupuncture, it includes Reiki, it includes homeopathy. So if somebody doesn't like what I do, they probably might not like those other things as well. But there's a lot of variety. And when you tap into your body's wisdom to heal itself, it works better than anything out there, better than any herbal medicine, better than any prescription medicine. It's going to work better because you are activating your innate wisdom to start healing.
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of bringing yourself centered and back to your true self and being part of the world as well. I always say, to kind of expand on your point, even if you go outside and ground, you know, that might not seem like you're doing a whole lot, walking barefoot in the grass or in the sand or just connecting with earth. It might not seem like you're doing a whole lot, but you're re-energizing yourself through the earth and kind of bringing yourself back to neutral, if you will, where all these inflammatory cells or these bad frequencies that we're around every single day. I mean, even just staring at a computer screen or on your phone, it kind of neutralizes that and brings your body was made to heal itself, right? And I think we've kind of lost that track of how can we really heal ourselves from within and just cover ourselves with extra things that we think we might need as well. To the point of doing a digital muscle scan or muscle test that you mentioned, why do you believe conventional lab tests often miss the root causes of chronic fatigue and anxiety?
Well, blood tests aren't bad, it's just the wrong indicator. Those are lagging indicators. So when something is going wrong, it first starts at the communication level of your body. So you have a whole communication network, and first there'll be some miscommunication or something won't be right. If we're working at the energy medicine level, we're going to detect those changes there. After there's some changes in communication, then you start having a biochemical reaction in the cells. So then there's going to be changes in your blood, in your urine. You might be able to detect it in a blood test there. Then things could really settle in, and now you have pain because now there's a lot of inflammation. So when you get those blood test results, that's great. It's good information, but it's a little bit too late, and it might not point to, well, what caused the communication problem in the first place? It just told you what is showing up now. It doesn't tell you why the communication went wrong. When I do my work, I'm usually finding nutrient deficiencies, environmental toxins, emotional stuff that gets stuck in our body, and there's other things that we need to address. And when those things are addressed, it shifts it at the first level. So blood tests are fine, but that's not going to give you, it's going to confirm probably what you already feel, not going to point the way forward.
Interesting. Interesting. Are you able to share a story where bioenergetic testing was able to uncover a hidden issue that traditional medicine overlooked?
Sure. Every single one of my clients come to me because they are struggling with a multitude of symptoms. They've been going to different doctors and specialists and treating each body part separately, maybe emotions, they're seeing a therapist, and it's not working. So when I start working with my clients, we scan 38 organs and systems. I go through everything. It- Everybody gets the full, complete. analysis, and there's always something stuck. So with Kathy, she had a lot of toxins built up, specifically metals and PCBs. She had a lot of liver stagnation and lymph stagnation, but we really couldn't shift anything until her body knew how to process those PCBs and metals. So that was the first thing. And so custom balancing remedies started working on that process. Then the next month, it was focused on her joints, the inflammation in her joints. And then when that was balanced, within 2 months, she went from not being able to climb the stairs without pain to signing up for a dance class. She
Wow.
really didn't know where to focus. And that was because her body was so shut down trying to protect herself from these toxic things in her body. It's everywhere. And sometimes in some people they accumulate. And in that case, you feel terrible. Then we could work on the liver stagnation. So your body is going to tell me, where do you want to start? It's not up to me to decide. It's up to you and your body. So that's one story of Kathy, but really every client has a unique story of what the healing was.
Interesting. That's incredible to hear. And I mean, when you mention the toxicity, do you think every single person has toxicity? I mean, we've seen these chemtrails and they've been confirmed that they do put aluminum in the air and all these different other metals that can be harmful to us. And does everyone process, obviously they all process them differently, but does everyone, are they able to process them? Or do you think we all have this toxicity that we need to get rid of? Or is it safer for some people?
It depends on how you are and how you're functioning and what you were born with and your parents, how they were before and their lineage. Yes, we all have some level. Our world is not as clean as we'd like it to be. The water, the air, what's sprayed on the food, the soil isn't that great. So we have a couple strikes against us from the environment. Then our food doesn't have as many nutrients as it used to be. So we're a little bit down in that. And so these things combine, and in some people, they also can't process as well. There's different ways to talk about that, but it can start out fine when you're younger. And then as things build up, it becomes your ability to detox becomes greater. Or you could just be one of the lucky ones that struggles from being a child and all the way through adulthood of not being able to process certain things and just need a little bit more support. You're a little more sensitive. So I think that I wouldn't want to make a blanket statement that we're all toxic, but part of my 3 keys, the third one is always be cleansing and detoxing. It's not a once a year thing. It's not a New Year's. We're going to do a special supplement kit of detox after New Year's day, and it's not a one day thing. It's doing little things every day. I have small little practices that I teach my clients to do so that we can always help our body through this process between the foods we eat, movements. I wish it wasn't so, and I think it's just a sign of the world we live in now.
Absolutely. I mean, I love that you share those tips with your clients. And if you don't mind me asking, expand a little bit when you say detoxing a little bit every single day and not having it be a 1 year thing.
Right. Yes, you don't want it to be a special occasion, like you just came off of holidays and you were drinking a lot and eating too much food that you know you shouldn't, and then you're going to do a detox. That's really not the plan. What you want to do is eat seasonally. In the northern hemisphere right now, it's springtime. Eat those bitter greens. Those are really tonifying for your gastrointestinal system. Every day, people tell me about allergies and the pollen is in the air, and there's ways to clear the lymph. So you can rub on your lymph nodes and tap them. There's different spots on the body. Do that in the morning. Get on a rebounder and jump up and down for count to 60, count for a minute, and just do that. It doesn't need to be a whole huge routine for an hour. Like, you could do these things in 5 minutes. People have heard of dry brushing. That might like some people might like that, some people might not. Sweating, so incredible to sweat. So if you live in a hot place, you're probably going to naturally sweat when you go outside. If you don't, go in a sauna or play sports. You really want that sweat to happen because that's when your body is cleaning things out. So those are some of the things that keep your body moving. If you're not eliminating every day, then you're stuck. And so there's a whole nother set of practices you could do to make sure that's happening. We want to make sure that our body is taking out the garbage. When you do that, you're going to feel a whole lot better. And our natural processes to work with those environmental toxins and metals and things like that are going to resolve by those simple things.
So, what would your first step be if you were to tell someone that's looking to have a better health journey or start their health journey? What would be the very first step you would share with someone?
Get the junk out of your food. People don't realize how much impact what they put in their mouth impacts their health. I have told people, you might not like it, consider it your commitment to yourself. Stop the grains, all the grains, just stop them. You can go back to them, they'll be there. All grains. Stop the
So when you
sugar.
say when you
Yeah,
say grains and sugar,
yeah,
grains, things like oats,
yeah,
having having oats for breakfast, having oatmeal, having the overnight oats, and sugar, and expand on sugar. I have an idea, but I'd like to hear your opinion.
yeah.
Sugar wise at the same time. What kind of sugar are we talking about?
Sure. Sugar, you know, it's the processed sugar, it's the artificial sugar. I would even put stevia in there unless you don't care about your fertility. I would stay away from stevia. I used to I love honey and maple syrup. And I would tell myself, "Oh, but they're natural, they're natural." You know what? Once in a while, take a break from them. It's really easy to overdo it, pouring out the honey and maple syrup. Just take a break. They'll still be there when you get back. And if I could go back to the grains, grains are seeds. They were designed to stay in the earth for a long time until it got wet and warm and they could sprout. And so they have a protective coating. They are designed to withstand predators. Birds eat seeds. They don't get digested and they get deposited someplace else, and that's how the plant propagates. So they will be there. Grains are sprayed and sprayed, even the ones you think are good. So if you have a health challenge, just try it. Just just say, I'm going to skip grains. People say, even rice or even my oats. Yes, you'll live if you want to make a change. What I find is people make excuses. There's Sunday pasta. There's somebody's birthday next week. And then the week after, there's a holiday. And it was just one cupcake instead of, you know, moderation is great when you're healthy. But if you want to get rid of your health issue, get the junk out. Also, this might be controversial. I would say stop the alcohol and the coffee. So I'm not for everyone, but that's my point of view.
Interesting. And why coffee?
I think that, especially for women, and most of my clients are women, coffee fries the adrenals. It really, yes, it has all the polyphenols. Yes, it has all those good things in it. But if you're trying to heal, if you stop coffee, you'll see how much you are artificially propped up. The caffeine, it's just a little intense. So it affects your hormones. My clients are usually in their late 40s and higher. And so hormones are going all over the place. There's plenty of people who are fast processors of caffeine and they don't notice it at all. And men can be definitely in that camp where there's no impact. For women, yeah, there can definitely be more of an impact. So Take it all with you want to do it. It's an experiment. Life is an experiment. And if you feel awful, why not try an experiment on putting awesome, healthy things in your life?
Absolutely. I could not agree more. And to the point with grains and I mean I enjoy my rice, which I should start steering away from. But the oats has always been kind of a staple in the American diet, especially for the morning and having those at oatmeal first thing in the morning. And it's something that I've always told my friends and family, like, try and stay as much away from it as possible. It's processed. It's not necessarily as good as you might think it is, and to the point of sugar as well. Oh, well, there's all these alternatives now. We see zero sugar and diet this and diet that, and then you look at it. I'm like, Coca-Cola started a long, long time ago, and they started putting cocaine in the drink because it was addictive. So to get more people to drink Coca-Cola, they put cocaine in it. And they kind of veered off of that. And the reason why they veered off of it is because not just the legal aspect, but high fructose corn syrup is more addictive than cocaine is. And that's artificial sugar. And that's where they can put zero sugar on there because the FDA and the nutrition label that you read on the back doesn't mean that it's high fructose corn syrup. That's not the sugar they're talking about. Sugar they're talking about is real raw sugar. And if there's no real raw sugar in any product, there's no sugar. So they don't have to report it. So, like you said, stevia is another one. High fructose corn syrup. Stay away from all of that. If you're going to have sugar, honey, like you mentioned, maple syrup, and real raw and organic, as organic as you can find, is the better alternative. That being said, like you mentioned as well, it's probably good to be on and off, where you don't have to have it every single day. You're going to survive without it. Um, and same with the coffee. And I always say this, I love coffee myself, but I try to drink it as black as possible. The most raw, authentic form of it, instead of adding all these extra creamers and all this extra sugar and everything else. It's not necessarily the best for you, but at the same time, I'm trying to remove at least some of those excess products within my coffee. So I'm still trying to get some of the effect of it, but not worsening everything within my body as well. Um, it's a very interesting take, and I'm glad that someone else is on my side for all of this. But kind of looking into the future, I mean, we're seeing so many trends in the wellness space. What emerging trend in wellness do you believe will be a standard practice within the near future?
I believe that it's going to be more personalized instead of relying on standardized protocols. In the medical space, there's a rise of functional medicine doctors. They don't have my approach, but at least they're asking more questions. They're asking about stress and lifestyle and food, and not just here are the labs, go home with a prescription. I still think they rely too much on supplementation without knowing if it's going to work or not, but it's an improvement. I think that there's a big trend in the personalization, and I'm hoping that the broader umbrella of energy medicine takes hold, that we see more people wanting acupuncture, more people wanting to learn more about traditional Chinese medicine, the energy meridians, and how that affects and connects different symptoms that they have. I'm hoping that homeopathy makes a resurgence. It's very popular in other geographies in the world. It's less so, unfortunately, in North America. And that's a shame. I hope to bring that back. But homeopathy is extremely powerful. And combining that with just more not for people to know that they can heal. And I think over the past number of years, they're tired of being given not enough time, no personalization, and something standardized, because that's what the practitioners give them, is just a standardized protocol. They're tired of those things not working. And so I'm hoping that true personalization, and what could be more personalized than asking your body what's out of balance and what does it need in any form, whether it's the what I practice or something else. I'm hoping that that's what takes off.
I would same thing for me. Would love to see that happen, take off very quickly. And I think, like you mentioned, there's definitely a bigger surge now in the functional side of medicine and starting to get a bit more asking questions and the personalization approach is starting to become more and more. We'd love to see more of it happen and more of it become a staple in the next couple of years, if not a couple months or so. I mean, it'd be great to have it happen today. But with that being said, your approach with energy healing and the personalization that you offer your clients, what was one of the lessons that you learned or one of the challenges that you went through starting your business?
Being able to explain something that made total sense to me, but it didn't to anyone else. So, as a mechanical engineer, I love data, I love research, I love the equipment that I use with bioenergetic testing. The software that I use is probably the most complex and customizable out there. Designing my own things that I do, designing my own tests, my own questions that I ask, coming up with better ways to do it. My biggest challenge was explaining that to people. It's something that I practice every day. It's something every time I talk to someone, I have to figure out, well, how can I share this? How can I connect with you? What do you know about something related to what I do so I can bridge the gap? Because there definitely is a gap in terminology. The work I do is called bioenergetic testing, and I am a certified practitioner. I didn't make up that name, but it's a big, complicated name. It gets really good results, and I'm sticking with it. I'm not going to call it anything else. I'm just going to go with that name. And so then being able to explain to people, well, what do I do? And that I do it remotely. Wow, talk about a challenge in communication. So, and that's still it. It's still always being able to explain what is possible for healing.
Well, where can more people find more information and then be able to ask some questions to you?
Great. So you could go to my website. My website is yourhealthwithbeth.com. If you want to ask me questions, there's a link to book a free call with me. It says speak to the health detective, because that's what I do. And or there's you could sign up for my newsletter, but that's the place to go. Yourhealthwithbeth.com.
Awesome. And I'll have that in the description below as well. So if anyone is looking to even take the first step in your health journey and even just ask some questions and do some research and try to have a bit better understanding, reach out to Beth, go on her website, speak with the health detective, and you'll get your first step started. You'll have at least a better idea. But Beth, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. We'll definitely have to do this again in the future. There's definitely a whole lot more that I would love to talk about with you. But I appreciate your time so much.
Thank you, Elliot.